you think that they're going to take some games off of the boys from Eager?
Eager's gonna win this easily. It's not even gonna be a contest.
Not even a contest.
Even without Zapman?
No, even without Zapman.
Wow.
Oh wow. So with Kabam even there, so.
Okay. I mean, we played against them, and I have faith in my team.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Look at that. We're seeing the bonds happening. All right, Weekend. Before I let you go, shout outs, comments, questions. Shoot 'em.
Just shout outs to Allied. He played from a hotel room on a bed on a laptop and just did what he did. So that's what I'm thankful for.
Gotta love him.
Oh my God! All right, thank you very much, Weekend, guys. That is not going to do it for our broadcast, though. We will be going into Enemy Esports versus Eager. Bart, before we hop to a break, I want your prediction.
My prediction for who wins this one?
I didn't see the graph. I'm assuming you went Eager.
I got Eager in 2, yeah.
Oh.
Eager with both games.
Well, guys, if there's anything we've learned, you've probably about 10 minutes to get your season ticket picks in.
And pick what I pick.
Vote Eager. Yeah, just
the
do
right way to do
exactly
it.
what Bart does. But we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you guys very much. Stay tuned.
Turn me
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the commentary desk for the final time today as we move into our last best of 2 set. This time it's Eager versus Enemy. My name is Bart. His name is Ken.
Ken.
It's Ken, right?
It's
Kevin.
Kevin
Oh,
Meyer.
sorry, my bad. Kevin. This is Kevin,
already
also known as
forgot?
Adonis. And apparently you're very small, so hold on. Let me just... There you go, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now we're equal. Eager versus Enemy. Enemy adding some new guys to the roster. A couple of legacy players, I guess.
Yep, switching it up. Matty Pocket coming in, Bronx Bombers now leaving the team as well. So
Yes.
they picked up Vedium, a kind of new blood. But I really think the story here is going to be Jerby versus Lassus. But the schedule first here, we've had a couple games today. First off, we saw Fnatic take out Trig Esports 2-0, and then just recently Team Solo Mid versus AFK split it down the middle.
Yeah. So I've gotten all my picks right so far. You have Eager twice here?
I have them split.
have this game splitting.
Everyone picked Eager. I said they would split.
Wow. Indeed you did, as we see the graphic coming up here. And you're alone in that.
I'm on an island. I'm on an island, and there's still time to actually
there's like a
get
few
your picks in game, like 1 minute maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, go. So if you think Eager's gonna win, guys, and you're watching and you haven't put it in the client, be sure to go get your fantasy points online, and make your way into that Nemesis Executioner skin. That's just the coolest skin around. So Kevin, yeah, you're mentioning Jerby and Lassus. You really think the mid lane is gonna really dictate this one?
Yeah, I mean, these are former teammates dating all the way back to the Root days and then into right before they joined Team Dignitas. And now they're obviously on to Eager. But Lassus makes his return to the mid lane. And Jerby has been a mid laner for a long time. And just to note that these stats are Challengers Cup stats for Lassus, so the Challenger Cup level plays for him.
Right, and look at the difference in KDAs there. I mean, Jerby didn't play very many games, but Jerby had under, 1 kill. He only played 2 games.
It was against Team Solo Mid, to be fair.
That's true. That's right. It was just those 2 games.
Those
Okay,
stats
you're right.
for
you're
him
right.
aren't too indicative.
Let's ignore Jerby's stats. But let's look at Lassus stats there. The 531, 4.8 KDA out of the Challengers Cup. So he was very dominant there.
Yes.
As we saw, they didn't lose. So.
Yeah, and he had 7 weeks to practice up for mid lane for obviously the summer split now,
Yeah.
and I think he's going to come in strong, and that's going to be the key matchup. Can Jerby hold off Lassus, who is a very hyper-aggressive player?
Super aggressive. Also, I mean, to me, there's also a question of like Vedium, the player they've gotten to replace in the Hunter role on Enemy Esports. If he loses to
Kabam.
Eager's sub,
Yeah.
what does that say about Enemy's opportunities in this season? Right? It's like a morale thing for here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the other really low-level team coming from the Challenger Cup at least, and if they can't even contest with them, it's going to be a rough split for them.
Yeah.
But picks and bans are ready. We're about to get underway. Enemy Esports versus Eager. Eager has first pick.
Yeah, so they'll be in the blue here. Enemy will be the red. We didn't really touch on Awesome to the Max versus the Awesome to the Max Anatoly matchup. Awesome to the Max, one of the strongest, if not the strongest player on the side of Enemy. Looking at him and probably Matty Pocket as the 2 most consistently powerful players. Soulshiner can be off and on, but can have some really big games, as can Jeremy Vedium, as we said, still looking to really prove himself. But and Anatoly, kind of not really that aggressive style soul laner. Really looks more to farm and kind of calculate.
And
the
he's
victory.
very utility based for their team
Indeed.
comps. If you looked at the summer qualifiers, he played a Ymir, and he actually was bested in that lane in the soul lane matchup versus I don't recall who it was exactly, but he made big plays in team fights, and that's what I expect him to do: is draft a god that he can get through early game with, and whether he's ahead or behind, make sure to make the big plays, the big freezes, the big stuns.
Shocks.
First pick coming out.
Chalk and
Yeah,
these type of gods
Chalk,
for the soul
Ymir,
lane
those type of
aren't
guys.
really what you think about with Anatoly. But Eager will first pick Athena, and they're likely to run this in the jungle as likely as it is that it's the support or the soul
It could be
laner.
anywhere.
Yeah.
That's really the key that we see. We saw them draft these Tri-Guardians, and they pick these gods that can actually go anywhere on the map.
Yeah, Sobek very highly valued between these 2 teams as well. Enemy will take the Thor for Soulshiner, really the god that we see him on the most, I think. And what were they going to pair with it here? Sylvanas is banned out. They'll take the Neath, who has been just skyrocketing in terms of desirability.
Yeah,
here,
we saw it last
especially
year's
North
as well.
America. Yeah.
Yeah, there's it's these flex picks, right, that are really being the first couple picks we're seeing now in this summer split meta. The Neath, the Athena, the Sobek, that you pick them early, and it's very hard to counterpick them considering you don't know where they're going on the map. Neath now a prominent soul laner and middle laner, as well as Hunter. Snoopy playing it last game.
So yeah, I wonder what Eager will pick. If they'll pick a mage, like an Agni or something, for Lassus to go into that Neath and force her into the Hunter role, and then do something like draft the Shibalanke, right?
I think they might draft another Guardian here.
take the Sobek perhaps here. Would make a lot of sense, I think. Geb potentially they would take. They don't want to deal with that, but Sobek brings a little bit more damage potential. They could still pick a third Guardian as well if they wanted to. Bacchus likely to still be available. But anyway, we'll take that mid lane mage for Lassus, and it's his, I think, premier god in the last few months in Poseidon.
Yeah, it's a very aggressive god that fits well into his playstyle of that early aggression. He really likes to fight over mid camps, and the Athena taunt into the Poseidon Kraken sets up for a lot of kills. Typically, players do not have beads that early, so if they get out of position, Lassus is going to look for an early first blood.
He's also got pretty decent kind of counter initiation against the Thor when he gets his beads. If Thor comes crashing down, he's able to counter with the Kraken, as well as cripple out the hammer. But it's Sobek picked up by enemy here, so they're counter picking Eager as much as they are picking for themselves here. It seems like kicking that Neath off the board, taking the Sobek away, as we know. Eager likes to draft those Guardians. The ban's coming out now. Enemy will get rid of the Geb. So
I like that.
So Bacchus potentially, or even maybe a support Guan Yu coming up for Eager. They have a ban remaining. Maybe to be targeted at the mid lane. Yeah, they don't think that Neath is going there as they ban out the Isis.
So they're going to take out one of Jerby's better gods. He also has a fairly good Giannis and Agni, and that's what I expect him to. Oh, right there. Giannis is going to be picked up. His Giannis play wasn't too strong in the summer qualifiers, his relegation match.
No.
He even said so himself on Twitter. He had some really good Agni games, so expect him to be looking for a lot more plays. But really what it is that global presence coming out from enemy. They have the Thor, they have the Neath World Weaver, and they have Giannis with the portal going to be able to get his team in and out of anywhere.
Yeah, they seem to draft something now that can continue to kind of capitalize on their ability to aggress and initiate from very far away. Right, the Neath Ultimate plus the Thor, and then Giannis able to follow it up, but with what is the question? And will they put that Sobek into the duo lane, or will he go to the solo? Ares Hercules, drafted by Eager here, so they will take that second Guardian. It's going to be the very damage-oriented one, indeed, in Ares. They're likely to be the Xbalanque Ares lane, Hercules soloing Athena in the jungle.
You know what this does also? It also locks out a tier. Because Anatoly is historically the only player to have... He's created the anti-tier matchup. Ares cripples out tier, and he can't use his abilities on lane, and Ares is able to clear that out. Anatoly is very famous for that back from Season 1, and this basically forces you into a Chalk or a different type of warrior.
Yeah, just a sustain-oriented warrior. Just something that can split the lane against the Hercules. The question is going to be, will Awesome to the Max build that Heartseeker going into what will assuredly be the Mystical Male Rush Hercules?
It's going to be interesting on what he wants to do. I do agree with you that I think Awesome to the Max is probably the best player now that Bronx is no longer on this roster. And it's a question of, are Soulshiner and Jerby going to be on point together? Because they're both players that their highs are very high and their lows are very low.
You're right. I think you hit the nail on the head there. But it's Eager versus Enemy Esports. Let's introduce the squads here as we got a minute until the minions spawn. Eager, they're the blue team. Bottom side of the minimap, left side of your spectator UI, wearing the blue trunks. It's Anatoly in the soul lane. It's Hercules. Dare to Care in the jungle as Athena, Lassus mid lane, Poseidon, Aurora, and Kabam will be your duo lane. Ares and Xbalanque. Their opponents are Enemy Esports with new roster additions. Only a couple members of the original squad still around. But it's Awesome to the Max in the soul lane as Chalk. Soulshiner will be your jungle Thor. Jerby in the mid lane as Giannis. Matty Pocket plus Vedium. Duo lane as Sobek and Neath. The beta lane.
Yep. I'd say Soulshiner, you know, most of their members have changed out. Soulshiner is actually the only true original member left. Awesome to the Max was either kicked or bitched, I'm not sure, in the middle of the season. So Soulshiner, the only one who was able to truck it out through all of the spring split. A lot of the early game is going to be on him. And we actually have Double Hog coming out from them. So I don't think either of these teams are going to be looking to invade early. The Athena really has no invade potential. She has the slow, but because it's a Chalk and a Thor who increases his physical power, the closer enemies are, it's too risky. And it looks like a tri-camp start?
Yeah. Is this going to be... Well, we saw it in the last game there. A very aggressive tri-camp start. Anatoly will go for it with Dare to Care here. What do you think about the idea, or the option here that Anatoly's elected for, to go for the Bluestone over that Mystical Male Rush that the Chalk has gone for? You would really expect these items to be reversed, given the gods.
I think Anatoly will... I think he might have been expecting the invade, and that could be potentially why they started at those back camps. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. The blue buff would be enough to sustain him without Bluestone Pendant, but he's likely to go into the Mystical Male right after that.
Yeah. And we may even see Chalk go back for the Bluestone. We've seen that be fairly popular, especially if the early game doesn't go so well for you. But look at this, early on Dare to Care. He's going to go hang out with Lassus in the mid lane, and Anatoly's going to forgo some gold here for the experience instead. So Eager min-maxing a little bit, and they'll take their chances with the Hercules solo.
Yep, and Jerby's actually gone to solo his back camp. Soulshiner's he's gonna lose a little bit of gold, but he will get that full experience.
And now look,
and that's what's important.
Look at Dare to Care and Lassus. They're gonna go take the other side back camps, and that's gonna make it tough for Jerby and Soulshiner. So Eager out strategizing here enemy a little bit. They'll get the benefit of this extra back camp, and unless Thor and Giannis can respond in kind on that back left side camp of Eager's, it will be the small advantage for the boys in blue.
They have a lot of poke, but Jerby was scared there. This could actually be a bad spot for Lassus.
Yeah, he took a ton of burst, and it likely be the first blood. It will be indeed. Soulshiner will fall quickly as well. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but the bonus gold goes to the side of enemy with the first blood.
Yeah, that was really risky. You saw Jerby kind of hang back there knowing they would come back in the lane, and it was just...
Dare to Care. He may be going down here. Shotgun's available, but he only gets hit by one of the balls. Dare to Care nicely dashing away from that one.
Yeah, the steal was great, but they were a little bit mistimed as Vedium actually picks up a roar. So enemy off to a strong start. The presence of Neath early on against an Ares who, if he doesn't have control of the lane, he just gets bullied. And enemy, great start, first blood and 2 kills on 2 different sides of the map.
Yeah, Ares does have that bonus movement speed from the chains, as well as the knockup immunity out of the flame shield. Anatoly, actually, as the archers continue to hit him, he'll start ticking back up. Off to the max, he needs another axe toss. Won't get it, those 3 archers. A little bit too much for him to sustain through.
It was also risky if he kept that up with the Hercules combo coming out. He was getting a little too close to the tower, didn't want to keep that up.
Very nearly a kill, though. Certainly a lot of pressure. Lassus and Dare to Care split the second round of mid camps as well. A little bit more efficient than enemy. That's keeping them closer than they should be, only down 300 gold after first blood and a second kill.
Can we take a look at Poseidon? It's going to be important if he hits 5 here. Yeah, he will hit 5 here. They also have the ultimate coming out from Dare to Care, so if Lassus wants to engage on these mid camps, he's going to be able to. But Soulshiner actually might be looking for a gank on the duo instead of the mid camps. This is going to be completely unexpected, and Kabam may not know it's... No, they're gonna like not to.
Yeah, a good thought, though. I mean, they were looking to gank. They were looking to pick off the support on the rotation, but wisely there, Aurora will sit that one out, and they'll give up the left camp right side. It's going towards Eager for the moment. Yes, they'll hog it. They didn't want to. Did Anatoly get that stun? I don't think he did. Ethel used as well. The Kraken hits him. Anatoly going down very, very quickly. Will likely die here. Puts on the boulder, and it does a ton of damage, hitting 3 times. It looks like on Awesome to the max there, who will go down to Dare to Care. The shield wall exploding. It ends up being a 2-for-2 trade, and enemy, they really didn't need to give those kills away.
That was enemy's fight to win. If they had been able to kill Anatoly, they would have won that fight clean, because Dare to Care wouldn't have got his ultimate off to hit them huge, and then Anatoly's still able to get the boulder off. The heal ticking too much for enemy to be able to burst down.
And that makes a lot of space for Kabam.
Yes.
As Vedium was back into the base, he's going to get a full wave to himself. And he's going to have a free back as well. So he's feeling good about himself now. He's on pace to kind of catch back up to the Neath. He has the 2 assists to his name, although Neath did get credited for a kill there at the Heartseeker completion. So she'll have a couple stacks ahead, but it's basically drawn back to even here, even with those early kills in the duo lane. And same for the gold overall. It's that lead has been dropped to under 200 gold now for enemy as a pause comes out from the boys of Eager. Anatoly DCing there momentarily. We'll be right back into this one, but so enemy, I mean, can they build on this early advantage is the question.
It was really crushing. I thought they were in a good spot. If they had been able to pick Anatoly and win that fight cleaner, they would have been a much better spot. But Eager has been able to respond in kind to them. They're only 500 gold down. They're only the first blood down, really, at this point, and it's a close game. But this is what they need to do. They have the Neath, they have the Thor. Look for the early aggression in Gold Fury.
Athena sees them. Dare to Care's here. She'll have a big taunt if she wants it. And yeah, Athena will do a lot of damage out of that. Vedium quite low, still trying to fight for position here, but enemy esports will take the Gold Fury. Ares Chain will be snatching back Matty Pocket. He will definitely go down to that one, but yeah, as you mentioned, Screaming Worth all the way back in that 11 more seconds of respawn for Matty Pocket there.
Yep, but it was poorly timed. All the buffs are spawning. Eager knows they have to back. They get a kill, they lose the Gold Fury, but they're going to be able to get, the stuff after the stuff, like F-Dot likes to say. They're stealing is that going to be every single buff stolen? That's
yeah, unless Chalk can contest this right side.
Yeah, so they've cleared out 3 of the buffs, and looks like Chalk's going to be enough to scare off Eager from stealing that, but they lose all their buffs. That's a bad spot to be in.
It's still about a 900 gold advantage over from enemy after that Gold Fury, so they do lose their buffs, and it kind of comes down to this next 4-minute period. So before the 10-minute mark, can Eager do something with all of this bonus golden experience that they've stripped away from enemy and the buffs that they have under their belt?
I think that neutralized it, because enemy was already 500 up. Now it's only a 700 gold lead. That Gold Fury only gave them 200.
Yeah, that's...
And now they don't have any buffs coming into these.
They'll lose the blue as well, so that's the 4th buff they'll be taking from them.
That's bad.
It's just a little bit too much bend, maybe.
Yeah, and now Lassus, like I was trying to say, is they're going to have all these buffs for these mid-game team fights. That's critical. Most notably the speed. Soulshiner may not be able to keep up or shut down anyone that he normally would be able to.
Yeah, that's right. And those buff cycles are about 4 minutes long, so it's kind of like between about 5:30 and 9.5 minutes can Eager get something done with this massive buff advantage.
Mid camps are about to spawn here. Derricare's ult is still up. That's going to be important here if they want to look for an engage.
And again, it looks like enemy, they're going to concede the right side to even the weakened Eager. They were fairly low on mana, and Derricare was on the right side, but yeah, they'll take this camps free. Jerby, he may try to come through for this one. They'll take the safer path and will not get either one of those camps. Derricare may look to re-engage as Soulshiners push forward ahead here. Takes quite a bit of damage from Aurora, and that's a problem with not having a level advantage over the Guardians. Aurora level 7, Soulshiner only level 8, takes a ton of damage from just 2 spells.
Chains do a lot of poke, and if he's able to get 1 or 2 off, that's the strength and weakness of Ares. He lives and dies by those chains. If he's able to get them off and stay alive, he can completely zone out or get players in kill range. However, if he misses it, then what does he have?
Right.
He can't slow anyone, he can't CC anyone. He'll have to use his ultimate to even set up another kill.
Yeah, he really runs out of spells quickly, and spells aren't on short cooldowns either. And the flames leave a lot to be desired if you don't have the chains applied already. Not that it steroids the damage, it's just that extra % damage on top of the ticking really hurts versus just some very minor % damage coming out from the chains. Derricare has good positioning versus Vedium here. They're going to force him in an awkward spot with that Xbalanque ultimate, and with the darts, Kabam secures that kill. And that will even out this lane completely now.
Yeah, I was actually really worried about this. Xbalanque went into the Heartseeker. Neith has the heal in her kit on Unravel, so the Heartseeker makes sense. She doesn't need to worry about anything else, but now that Kabam has a kill, he has that extra 5 power,
5 damage,
and he has lane control, he doesn't need the healing. He's just going to be able to completely outbox Vedium.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking as well. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. He's going to have the bonus stacks as well, adding currently like another 8 power, and then the 5 from the passive, 13 more. Here we go. It's initiation in the mid lane. There's an ultimate active on to Lassus, however. He has his counter initiation we've talked about in the picking phase, and they will return kills. Aurora may find a second as well. Jerby, no, he'll barely make it out in time from this one. Is there a collapse coming out? No, but he's in the awkward spot. Has that ultimate available if he wants it? No, he does not. I'm sorry. So he's forced to walk back the long way. Derricare trying to clear the wave here.
He needs to be careful, though. He could easily... Oh, the taunt.
The taunt still hit him.
Able to get through. Yeah, that actually happens with the portal. The portal, if you can get it off and you're close enough, it actually sucks you through the wall. So even if you get stunned, this actually happens with Cirquette as well. I actually had this interaction last night. Yes. No. With, excuse me, Last Breath. If you Last Breath a Giannis who just gets his portal off, he'll actually port through in the middle of it. He'll still take the damage, but it sucks you up.
Yeah, those portals, they gobble you and take you away to a safe place. Well, Jerby, he's gotten this one moving for himself fairly well. He's keeping pace with Lassus. Lassus has died 3 times in this game. Looks like enemy, you know, it's the age-old Eager strategy. You'll hear us harp on it, I'm sure, the entire split, and as long as Eager remains in the Pro League, that as long as Lassus has been playing the game, the strategy has been just kill the Lassus and the rest will follow. Soulshiner, though, he gets picked up, beads on cooldown, and they knew it, and they'll just abuse him.
And it's a strategy to really camp Lassus because of how aggressive he is. He's sometimes out of position, especially considering there's a Thor in the game. But what Eager is doing is, I don't know if this is intentional, but they're basically baiting Lassus. Enemy commits so much to him that Eager is able to follow up with the Dare to Care ultimate being able to be there, Aurora coming in with no escape afterwards.
Yeah, I'm still getting Aurora.
There's a lot of counter engage.
Aurora getting pulls, right? You don't see that really happening very often, right? That the Ares successfully pulls targets.
I mean, there's only 2 beads online for enemy.
That's true.
Beads like
Sobek ultimate, Giannis ultimate, Chalk ultimate, all do have CC immunity, as does Thor's for that matter, but he really needs that beads for the cripples that are on the team. Ares and Poseidon to really shut down everything that he needs to do in these fights in terms of mobility, so.
And that's the thing, though. They're committing all those ultimates onto Lassus, so they're down when Aurora comes rolling in.
So here's the lane dynamic issue, though, in the left side. It's 50 stacks to 20... those at 30 now, 33 stacks. So, you know, it's about a 20 power advantage plus the 5 out of the passive. 25 bonus power for Xbalanque. Neith cannot box, plus 2 bonus levels. A lot of extra HP for Kabam, and it's continuing to go that way. And this could very well be the breaking point for this game is if they, on the side of the enemy, aren't able to slow Kabam down.
And they're going to look for a fight here. Aurora's going to chain out Mana Pocket, and the blink taunt just barely missing. Dare to Care.
Dare to taunt.
Dare to taunt. Just off the mark
Lassus, yeah, Lassus feeling himself. He's going in on a Soulshiner, who's going to pop his beads, and Mjolnir's a 2-minute away, but that's a Thor that can't really re-engage. He's going to stick around and farm with a red buff. has that ultimate available if he wants to use it, but Eager actually not going to try to force a Gold Fury there. A little surprised.
Fantastic beads coming out from